Did you like the spirit of practice today?
I did. Yeah, I really did. I thought we had a very spirited practice, a lot of contact, and I thought it was good. I thought we did a pretty good job with the game plan for the first day.
Kyle, Maryland's kicker, 17 for 17. How much of a weapon is he? Especially, I think he's 10 for 10, outside of 40. So
Yeah, long for 57, I think. I mean, he's one of the elite kickers in the country. He's a weapon. He's a real weapon.
does it change your approach? I mean, are they in scoring position when they get inside the 35? I mean, what?
I would say they're in the scoring range when they get to the 40. If the wind is right. You're looking at the early forecast, it doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of wind. Temperatures in the mid-40s, so with that kind of leg, I'm sure they start thinking about it once they're inside the 50. If he's made a 57-yarder, I'm sure he's made longer than that in practice.
How much does what happens during the practice week carry over? Like, do you get a sense towards the end of the week how the practice was and how that would translate?
I think the execution of the game plan in practice is critical to give you the opportunity to do it on game day. There's no guarantee because the other teams have good players too, and they're working on their game plans. But it's been very rare where if you don't see it executed during the week, that you're feeling great about how you're going to execute it on Saturday against the starters and not the scouts.
Getting back to the kicking game with Alan Lucy, is there extra stuff you can do to try and help him along, and is there a backup option if is needed?
Oh, we have other long snappers on the team. Alan's entire day is really devoted to long snapping. That's what he does. He's not a two-position player. He's a specialist. So every day he's working on his craft.
Did you see improvement, though, in the last couple of weeks?
I saw improvement this week.
Mm-hmm.
I was excited to see that there was improvement this week, and he's working hard. He's got the ability. That's the most important thing at the start of it, and now we're just looking for the consistency.
Are you doing the Thanksgiving hotel dinner again for everybody, and what's the?
It doesn't sound as nice as it really is when you describe it like that. We actually have
the big celebration dinner.
We do. We have a tremendous celebration, as I tell the players. If you have dinner with the head coach on Thanksgiving, I promise you a couple things. The food will be as good as anywhere in the country, and they certainly will not run out of food. We will not run out of food. But the Hyatt does a great job. They set up an entire room for us that makes it look like a living room and a dining room, and it looks a lot nicer than the way you describe it, Ryan.
What's the reception been like from the guys? You expecting a lot of people to come?
Every year it's a little bit different. Last year I think we had, with staff, we had some staff members there as well, somewhere between 15 and 20 on the day. But sometimes the players go home with other families, which I encourage that too. I don't think there's a negative to that. I don't want to force anybody to have dinner with the head coach, but I'm available for them if they need me.
Maryland has a winning record, and I know your only motivation is just to win this game. Would it mean anything extra to beat a team with a winning record? I know it's been a while.
I think being 1-0 each week is really hard, and that's what we're looking at, and that's what we focus on. It's that part of it for me doesn't motivate me more this week than any other week that we play. So every week, we're striving to be 1-0, and ultimately that's our motivation.
How much of a concern is Maryland on kickoff returns?
Very good. Yeah, they're very good. Number one in our conference, I think. And the first guy who was returning the kick of Diggs is not playing, I guess, but now they've taken their punt returner, who's tremendous, and one of the best in our conference as well, and they've moved him back there, and he's doing it. So they do a nice job. They do a nice job with their coverage teams, and they do a nice job with their return teams.
How about you covering? I mean, how have you been covering kickoffs this year?
I'm pleased with the way we're covering kicks. I think, to me, kickoff return and kickoff coverage are want-to special teams. That's how I describe them to the players. They span a very long distance, and they take about as much time as any other play in all of football. And they're critical because that drive start statistic to me is very important.
Kyle, with Gary's health, where is it now in relation to the injury he had? Is he all the way back, or is he still mobile?
I don't know that he's all the way back. I don't think he'll be all the way back this season, maybe in a couple weeks. But I think he's a little bit better. I think each week he's a little bit better and maybe a little bit closer to 100%, but I don't think he'll be 100%.
Have you seen it impact what he can do in any way? I mean, whether it's escapability or anything like that?
No, we're not going to make any excuses for anything. But I think what I would say is we're trying to make sure we give him things that are things that he can do and things that he can execute.
Kyle, Ralph Region came up yesterday, but do you get a sense that Jim Panagos is also excited for this game?
I think Jim's excited for every game. If you've met Jim, you know that he's excited about life in general. He's a high energy, high tempo guy. He played there, so I'm sure he takes a lot of pride in being an alumnus. But every week Jim goes out there and he does a great job of preparing the defensive line. So I don't think this week will be any different.
Got time for two more?
Thank you.